All right, YouTube. Back in the shop. Another day and everything. Well, you guys see that behind me. That's the tail mocked up and everything. So now what I've got to do is, yeah, this is the thing about building an airplane. It's not frustrating. It's just part of the doing. It's just part of doing the business, the work. So what I've got to do is I got everything mocked up and kind of see how everything goes together the way it should go together. Now what I have to do is take it all apart. I've got to take it apart. I've got each one of the stringers or the ribs. I've got to match drill those and everything. And the way that Vans want you to do that is to take it, invert it. Right now it's, as you can see, sitting up on the bench. So I've got to invert it, and I've got all these ribs on the bottom that need to be match drilled and everything. So I've got to take it apart. And then the best way to do that, and I'll show you guys a little bit later, is place it on sawhorses. So I've got those sawhorses. We'll invert it, get it off of the table here, and then proceed to put it back together, match drilling as we go. I got to remove the bluing from the pieces, from the skin, so that way when I do match drill on this side, I'm match drilling, you know, metal to metal. So yeah, a lot of work, a lot of drilling. I estimate there's several thousand holes that need to be drilled out all the way along on the bottom of the skin and also on the side of the skin. And so yeah, not several thousand, thousand or so. And so yeah, got a lot of work to do. Just this is the rinse and repeat part of building an airplane, and it is what it is. It's just you got to do it. Everybody does it, and what makes me think I'm any different? So as you guys know, this plane's not going to build itself, and we've got a full day of work ahead of us today. All right, so we're getting the ribs set in. I got 2 sets going in from front to back. I've got to still put this one in. Now, if you guys remember, they had us put a mark on each of the ribs. About, I want to say it's 5/8, not that much, 3/16 or something like that in from the edge. What you do, and then you draw the center line. So what you do is that is your reference point. So they tell you in the plans, in this case, this one here, so you know where that cross is, you drill that one out, and then you line it up, and you know, if you cut everything right, which I did, everything should come back, and it will tell you where it comes back to. And this is the back. There's a bulkhead that goes right down here, down this direction and stuff. So they end here and here. So drilling, the only thing I can tell you about drilling these is obviously get your first one drilled, and then you have a line that we drill down. So you try to line that line up. I actually drilled the next to the last one, not the last one, but the next to the last one with that line. And then I went to the center of that, and then I lined it up because it will bow a little bit. So then I lined that up and I drilled that. Then, of course, now you're drilling and you need to kind of hold it up. So what I did is I drilled every other one. And as I moved down to keep your fingers out of the way, you want to keep these things, you know, you don't want to drill into these. I went, you know, you could feel where you drilled the hole, and then that's where I would place my finger, where I would put pressure up, and then I would proceed to drill the next one, move down, drill, and then clecoed, and then I went back and then final drilled everything. And then that seems, if you guys look, I mean, those holes are dead on. I mean, they're lined up. So that seems to work for me. You probably get different mileage, maybe, if you do it your way, but that's what worked for me. So first drill this hole first, and then drill, and then line it up to, I did the back one, not this one, but you know, did this one first with the line, and then I drilled this one. And as if you look, it's the same distance. So that tells me that we're good. I mean, it is literally the same distance. So that's that. Now what I have to do now is drill this one. And this one actually starts, the pilot hole starts from here and then it goes up to here. So it goes the opposite direction. The other thing that's very important is when you put your ribs in, the first thing they have you do is put the bulkheads in and then put the ribs in. Make sure you get the orientation of the, that you don't mix up the orientation, because these dog leg out, these dog leg in are out. This one here, I have it sitting on the table like I'm going to grab it. But just to make sure, I'm going to go ahead and put the bulkhead back up here so that way I have the orientation. So make sure you have the orientation correct, because if you don't, obviously you're going to have problems and everything. So, yeah, so that, I mean, that's how I did it. You know, your mileage, like I said, might be different than mine, but, you know, that, you know, it worked for me, and so I'm sharing it with you guys. So yeah, I'm going to put the bulkhead back in. I'm going to put that one, the little one there, back in to just verify the orientation. I knew these were out. I actually wrote them down that these wings, this J channel flips out, you know, goes out. So that's how I got this one right. But that one, it's a single one, so it could either be out or in. I'm pretty sure I laid it on the table the way it needs to go. But hey, look, you know, I don't want to say you only get it one shot. You know, you can always order another J channel if you get it, but that's what I would do. I'm just going to take the time, put the bulkhead back in, and then line it back up, and then I will proceed to do this rivet line here, and yeah, so that will get our stiffeners in, the J channel stiffeners in on the bottom, and yeah, just a lot of work. Oh, the other thing is, highly recommend when doing this, get yourself a new drill bit. You should have 5 or 6 of these or 10 of these drill bits. I mean, you know, a lot of drilling, so make sure you have plenty of this. So when you start this operation, because you're doing a lot of drilling and you've probably done a lot of drilling prior to this, start out with a new drill bit. That's just, it will make your life a lot easier. And then the main thing is, like I said, as you drill each one, run your finger, because you want to put pressure up as you're drilling, but you don't want your finger to be close to where you're drilling, because you drill through your finger. So you'll feel it. So, you know, just every other one as you drill, you'll feel when you come through. So just move your finger up, hold, drill, hold, you know, and then move up that way. Just, you know, stuff that's obvious, but sometimes we forget, and we need a little kick in the shorts, or maybe you do need to drill your finger once or twice to realize that you don't want to do that anymore. So, all right, I got a lot more to do. I'd like to get all of these supports in today, and get everything, all the holes drilled for the riveting. And as you guys can see, there is quite a lot to do. These are just 2. I got 3, 4, 3. I got 6. I got 7 of these to do, and then I got the long one. So yeah, there's quite a bit to do. A lot of drilling today. All right, so we are now proceeding to match drill the ribs, support ribs in here. So what I would recommend, you know, the instructions clearly say do this one first, you know, with those marks. Remember, we put these marks on there. So you drill that out first, and then you go. So what I do is I will drill, because you want to be able to kind of move it, because remember, we have the line that we drew, and you want to be able to see the line. So I drill this one, and then I go, you know, roughly 1.5 feet, 2 feet, drill another one, do the same, and then do the end, right? And then I go back in to the middle of those and then drill those. That will allow you to have the flex, to be able to flex the actual rib or the support up and down to get in an alignment. And then once that is, then I just drill every other one, as you can see. And then I go back and drill the ones that I didn't do. So I do every other one all the way down, and then I go back and then do the ones. Now, as I'm drilling every other one, I'm putting clecos in them to hold that skin, or to hold that rib to the skin, and just going. One of the things too for alignment you have to make sure there's a top hole. There's another, remember these guys that we bent, you might not know, but these are ribs that we bent to get an angle, because see how this angles in? It goes in this way. So that's what goes in here. So when you're putting this skin on, it is okay. I don't do what I did. I put this one and thought it goes in here, and so it kind of puckered. But to get the skin tight, move it up. The other thing is that when you come to these crosses here, you got to remember there's a tab on the other side. So you can either do one or two things. What I do is I'll just kind of fill it, because you don't want to go through, all the way through, because you'll cut through this tab. But I've got it to where I can fill when I hit that tab, and I'll stop. Or you can take your ruler or a piece of metal, something that will physically stop you, that and put it in between the two spaces. And then that way it will stop, because these are already punched, as you can see, but you don't want to drill through it or oblong it. So like I said, I can do it by feel. It works great for me, but it's up to you what you want to do. You can put something, like I said, in between that, because you don't want to drill into this. It's already got the hole. Yeah, so that's about it. I've got the first row. This is done. And now I'm on the second row, and I got the third row. And then I'm probably going to drink a Monster. And then I'll start on the other side. My goal is to get this all drilled today and ready to go. Now, one of the things that I am finding out, and I'll have to pull some clecos. There's nothing wrong with that, though. When I ordered my kit, I ordered it as a quick build. So I didn't get as many clecos as you would normally get when you ordered a slow build. And I know this is not an issue, but I've heard other builders say the same thing. They're always stealing clecos from parts. And I can tell you that if I'm running out of clecos building the empennage, I for sure am going to have cleco issues when I go build the build the wings. So, obviously I'm going to have to rob some clecos. It's okay, because my holes are already drilled and they're already in alignment. To be honest with you, I don't really need but maybe 4 clecos in here, because everything's already in alignment. So I'm just going to, pull from this and move up, right? And I'll probably leave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 clecos as I go. But yeah, I mean, I am learning that I don't have enough clecos. If I was to do a wing and I needed to keep the clecos, I probably do, to be creative. I probably do have enough clecos, being creative and stuff. But, hey, look, I'll probably just order some more clecos. So if you order the quick build kit, you're not going to get as many clecos when you go place your order for your cleco sets. If you buy sets of tools from Cleveland or Plain Tool or Supply or any of those guys, they're going to give you based upon the quick build set. So you might want to tell them that you want enough to do a slow build cleco. I don't know. It's up to you. The other thing too with clecos, the more clecos, the heavier this thing gets. It's pretty stout now, but it's got some mass to it. There's no doubt about it. But that's the other, just calling it out. Maybe having too many clecos might not be a good thing. I don't know. I don't know. I'll kind of let you know how it worked out when I get done. I'm going to do all the way up and then, drink my Monster and then do the other side and everything. So, but yeah, she's looking good. I mean, all the holes are lining up. Looks really, really good inside. And, yeah, I'm really happy. I really, really am. I'm really, really happy with how it's looking. And man, this aluminum just looks just so beautiful. When you light it, it's almost like, I don't know if you guys remember the old Battlestar Galactica, the Cylons, the silver or the aluminum. I don't know. Nostalgia here. I'm talking nostalgia. So I got to get back to work. Enough of that. I've got a lot of drilling to do to get this done. But my goal is to get both sides done, ribbed, in and everything. So, all right, I will gotta get back to work. All right, there you go. Other side done. So I calculated each run has about 90 holes that need to be drilled. What I found, and let me kind of share with you my work order. So I drilled the backs. And then I went on this side of these verticals here on this side. So I drilled those, and then I went down and did it again, and then went down and did it again, and then of course the front. And then what I did is I came in and did halfway between those, and then I did halfway between those and those and those again. And that seemed to get it so everything stayed in line. It was easy to move the ribs, the supports into alignment and everything. There was enough flex, and then by the time that there was no more flex, you were already in alignment. So that's how I did it. Your mileage might vary, but that seemed to work. So once again, of course, I did the front because you got to start here. That's the instruction. So you start here, and then I just went on this side of this vertical line here and drilled that one out, vertical line, drilled this one out, and then did the back. Now the back, I was able to hold it. That allowed enough camber, the distance between the two, to get the center, and then I went right in the center and then drilled here, if that makes sense, as you tried to line it up. Yeah, remember, on these ribs, we had to draw a line all the way down the rib, so that way you can see them in the hole. Now, I originally used the fine tip marker. I will tell you, the thick one actually worked better instead of the fine one, because basically if I saw black in the hole, I know I was good. This fine tip, yeah, it was kind of trying to center it and everything. If you're using the black, if you saw black, the whole hole was black, because that tip is about the size of the hole. So if you saw black, you knew you were there. Really, that's the only tip or suggestion that I can give you. I know the instructions say use the sawhorses. I hated those sawhorses. I went out and bought them. I don't know. To me, I'm sure I'll use them eventually. If you're gonna get the sawhorses, get the ones that are adjustable height ones versus these are fixed height. The reason being is that bulkhead is taller than they'll be on the ground. You have to put a board across it. That's actually what I did. And then after that, I just said, look, I'll just put them on the bench. But if you're gonna get sawhorses, get the ones that are adjustable height, because that bulkhead, like I said earlier, that bulkhead is more than the actual 31 inches. So that's about it. All right, so I got all of the ribs in, all of the support spars in, all of those are done. And now I have to go and figure out what is next. So on the plans. So it looks like we're going to be putting the tail cone in. There was a part of me that said, look, I'm not going to put a tail cone tie down in, but I was reading, actually that tie down serves as two things. It actually keeps you from doing a tail strike. So I've got these pieces here, you got to drill it out. So I got to find that piece, which I believe is in the other storage, or it's in, oh, there it is. It's right there. You see it right there. See it? So I got to pull that out, get that clecoed in and everything. But this is done, and then we'll proceed to work on the back. But like I said, I was going to not put a tail. Actually, I was going to put a flip up, one that you flip in and out and everything. But I was reading that tie down is actually used to keep you from doing a tail strike. And you should have them. Certified airplanes got them. They're there for a reason. They're there for a tail strike. So I don't know. That's what they say. But it's my airplane. I can do whatever I want. But I'm probably gonna put it in there because you know, just as a safety and everything. And it is designed so you can screw it in and out, so you can take it in and out, which is also really nice. So, well, we got a lot done today. I'm gonna probably proceed and get that back piece on because I'm just curious. And then I've got to feed these solid pieces, feed down here, and they fit here. So I'm gonna kind of see, I want to get them in there because if you remember, we had to bend them at 2 degrees. So I want to get them in there to see if I got my bend right. That's why I'm doing it. I want to see if the bend is right or if I need to bend it a little bit less. I think I was a little aggressive on some of the bends. So just little stuff, but man, that's like Crystal Palace right there. That thing is just shiny as heck, and it's just beautiful. I'm just amazed, So, all right, enough of that. I get back to work. All right, YouTube. So I think I'm going to call it a day. It's been a very good day here in the shop. We got all of our ribs drilled. I'm putting on the end of the tail cone here, or the last of the tail cone. Here, and you know, getting into a little problem getting it wedged in there and everything. It's yeah, trying to get this piece in there and between the ribs and stuff. So it's a little daunting to say the least. But instead of getting frustrated with it, I think I'll just call it a day. We got a lot of work done. We still got to put the last bulkhead in, which is the big bulkhead, which is sitting up there on the foam. We have to put that in here, in this space here, and I'm sure, you know, that's an easy fix, or easy peasy. Like I said, that back piece is really a pain, and I think I just probably need to call it a day. So, wow, what a day though. We got a lot done today. It's just amazing how much we got done in a day. So really happy. I was kind of hoping to get the other rails in here, these big guys in. They slot through here on the top and then go through those slots all the way back to get that angle. But something tells me that back piece, I got to figure out a better way of getting that back piece in there. That's just going to be a pain, and all I'm going to do, the whole reason why you mock these up is to learn how to put them together, what makes life easier to put them together, take them apart and everything, because the last thing you want to do is be scratching and tearing up all of your primer paint and all of that, tearing up your primer. So I'll figure it out, and it's just a matter of just taking your time and you know, putting a puzzle together, right? So all right. All right, so wrap it up for today. Wow, what a day. I'm really aggravated with the fact I can't get that back bulkhead in, but you know, you win some, you lose some. I'll figure it out. We'll just give it some time. I think it's like everything else. Don't let it get you frustrated. Remember, this is a hobby. I know guys that go play golf. I don't play golf. Not a golfer. Never was. And, they get aggravated playing golf. It's like, why do you do something that aggravates you? I just don't get it. Do something that you like to do, you know? And then they're like, oh, I like golfing. It's like, yeah, but okay. So yeah. Just take a break. I am very happy with what I've got done today. We got all the ribs, clecoed, drilled in, clecoed up. They're in place, ready to go. I just, for this evolution, I just have to put the back bulkhead, not the back bulkhead, but the next one, which is kind of daunting, trying to figure that out. You know, I was fiddling that for about 30 minutes. And then I got to put the very front bulkhead in. And that should, well, I got to read the instruction. I don't know what it will lead us to, but I think at that point, after we get that mocked up, I mean, we're pretty much got all the components for the tail cone together, got it all mocked up, figured out how it goes. I mean, at that point, you guys know the routine. You got to take it all apart, deburr it, clean it up, get it primed for paint. Now, for painting this one here, we're definitely going to be using the epoxy paint. So we got the paint booth, which is going to be new, and that's going to be fun. I can't wait to do that. I've painted enough epoxy in my life. I don't know why I'm excited about that. But do it in the paint booth. Normally, when we paint boats and stuff, we use really nice product that allows us to roll. We put a blending agent on, or and we can actually roll it on, and it looks really, 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 really good. It's a product by Alexaseal. So they do marine. I believe that Alexaseal also does aviation paint. Maybe I talk to them because, yeah, big fan of the Alexaseal marine paint for yachts and stuff. So. Well, like I said, we got the tail cone. You've seen the progress in the last 2 days, so got a lot done. Really, really happy. So I think I'm going to call it a day. I don't have my Green Bay Packers hat on. I'm going to be torn. I'll have to tell you, I'm a lifelong Green Bay Packer fan, but I love Tom Brady. I love Gronk. I love the Gronk and everything. So hopefully we'll have another run like we did last year, where it was Green Bay, and unfortunately one of my favorite teams is going to go. Hopefully, we'll know today and tomorrow, right? So yeah, I'm going to call it a day and get out of here and get ready for some football tonight and everything, and do some reading, do some investigation. Talk to a couple buddies and see how they got that last bulkhead in, because about 30 minutes. Yeah, and I got to figure it out, because like I said, the last thing I want to do is get everything primed up and then not be able to get that bulkhead in, or it would scratch up all my prime paint. Now, granted, I'm using epoxy, which theoretically should be a lot harder than the SEM, and I shouldn't be able to scratch it, but I don't want to risk it. And I'm sure that there's an easier way of doing it. There always is. One thing I know about Vans is that they build a great product. I mean, everything lines up. It's amazing how many holes we did and how much everything just lines up, when you follow the instructions. So, well, enough of that. I'm ranting. I just want to say thanks for joining me in the shop today. And you guys know, be safe. If you have any comments or anything about the build of the airplane, put them below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But like always, just be safe, and God bless you.